That worked out pretty well. Well, it's that time again. Time for Down Home with Maud and Mildred, and here they are.
What? Well, hey there, Claude.
Maud, honey, is that you?
Mildred, it's me, and I don't see your picture, honey.
Well, I couldn't quite figure all this out just yet.
She must be in the next county over. That's why we can't see her picture.
Well, you know, the Walmart photo center has always been slow here. So, but I hadn't quite been back to town to pick up my picture. So, I get it.
I reckon them fellas didn't get the one you put in the post last couple of weeks ago.
I don't believe they did. Of course,
it
isn't reliable no more.
That's
true. We've been having trouble with the post office here ever since that one fella run off.
He run off? Where did he go to?
He something about the clerk at the store.
Oh,
you know, him and her just ran off.
Boy, it happens. I reckon it happens.
Ain't a lot.
Yeah. Claude, what you been up to lately?
Well, this week I had a meeting with the fellers in the skinny jeans.
Oh, you did.
Apparently that's going to be like a weekly thing, and I told them, I said, look, if y'all want to do this on the days I want to go fishing, we're going to have a problem, or you're going to have, I can't have y'all talking while I'm fishing.
And today's
They're
a good
fish. My goodness, they don't know that's the first rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's a good day for fishing.
I mean, there's a reason I put the sign up on the door at the house that says "Gone fishing," because I do not want to be disturbed.
Right.
Makes sense, Claude. Makes sense. Now, it's like when them people come and knock on your door, and you're right in the middle of, frying up your chicken, and your hands are full of flour, and there they come at the door knocking.
Yep. Like the salespeople or them fellers that wear them black suits, even though it's like 100 degrees outside, and they're toting their fancy Bibles and stuff. And I'm like, look, I didn't invite you.
You've upset. Stop to that, Claude.
Well, they come up and do that, and they've upset my dogs, and I'm in the middle of something, and it's like, hey, ain't nobody told you. There's a reason it says no trespassing at the beginning of the yard.
Right.
That's true.
I offered them some of the powdered milk I've been taking, and I ain't seen them since. Might be something to try.
Yeah, that might work. That might very well work.
That's true. That might be a good idea. Of course, the way you talk about it, everybody should want some.
Right, I believe they do, but it's about to run out on me, I think.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Right.
What you gonna do, Mildred? Now you're starting to run a little low.
I thought about buying my own cow, but I've been out of the dairy business 30 years or more, so I ain't there yet.
Yep. Well, it takes some work to milk on that cow. You gotta. That's some work, Mildred.
That is some work, and I can't rightly figure out how they get it to be powdery. So that's a bit of an obstacle.
Yeah.
Must be a special type of cow or something.
Must be. Yeah. So how did your meeting go with the fellers in the skinny jeans?
Well, as usual, I was sitting there, not really paying attention to them. So they wrote me down some notes to be able to discuss.
You wasn't paying attention, Claude.
What?
Oh, Lord.
So the first thing they told me was they were very surprised how many views we got.
Surprised?
What? They land sakes.
Well, I mean, for crying out loud, we were the #1 AM radio show in the 5 counties.
Exactly.
So
Oh,
I was a little insulted and started to get up and leave because well I really didn't want to sit there no way, but I was using that as my excuse and that they told me that they were not done.
Oh.
uh-huh.
I'm like, what is wrong with you fellas? So yeah, they were surprised we got any viewers at all.
What?
Well,
Surprised that we got any viewers at all.
Like I said, we were the number one AM radio station in the 5 counties.
Yeah, what's the surprise about it? You know,
Mm,
ain't nothing surprising. Lord, I don't know if I'm gonna. This is just such a mess, Claude. The
I'm
whole
telling you.
setup's different. And,
Well, that gets to point number 2.
oh,
There was
dear.
a need for some upgrades on the show.
Is that why we had the music this time?
That's why we had the music. That's why we had that clock going on. That's why we got the pictures. I guess they're still waiting on Mildred's to come into the
I
mail.
reckon because that's not a bad picture of me, but
Well, I
it's
mean,
nice, Maud. Right nice.
it's my church picture.
yeah,
It's in your directory.
Yep.
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 Well, they wanted pictures of us in our Sunday best, so.
Well, you look like you ain't got no clothes on at all, Claude.
Well, look, I got on overalls. That is what I wear on Sundays. I got a hat to cover my head there. I got on overalls, and I even got my Sunday shotgun with me.
Well, overall, I guess that's all right.
That's funny. Oh, dear Lord.
Point number 3. They said
What?
that.
How many points did they have?
Oh, there's about 6 of these.
Well, how long did they talk to you? Did they have to unbuckle those skinny jeans to breathe?
No, it's the most amazing thing. They can spit out more words than anybody I've ever seen for some fellers that run around with no circulation.
Kids these days.
I'm like, y'all can take a breath. It's okay.
They don't want to share their oxygen.
Evidently they don't. They must be using the powdered milk too. That's all I can.
They sure do have a lot of energy.
Well, you couldn't blame them if they did.
Yeah.
They told me to, as a reminder, to keep the show clean.
What? What are you talking about?
I didn't understand what they meant, and they said something about the roosters, and I'm like, well, I mean, it was in the paper.
Well,
I don't understand what they were. I don't understand what the problem is.
Farming is a dirty business.
That's true, and that's what
maybe.
we talk about.
You can't keep your hands clean when you're farming.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't understand that one at all, neither. Lord,
Well,
I'm getting madder than a wet hand listening to all these. All right, what was the next one, Claude?
So the next one is said we need more shorts for exposure.
Well, it's a little cold for that, don't you think? It's
well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't need to be running around in shorts, and nobody needs to see it anyway.
Nobody's wearing the short breeches right now except for the youngins.
I'm like, I don't know if having all that circulation cut off is affecting your internal temperature or what it is, but
dear, I think I know what that means.
What does it mean?
So my granddaughter, she's the one with all them crazy ideas. I swear she's got a different idea every minute. But she told me earlier in the week, she said, Mama, I want you to go out there and I want you to take some footage of your garden. And so I didn't know what the heck.
Well, it's a 4x4. So, I mean, what type of footage is she talking about?
You measured it when you made it, didn't
you? Exactly. I said, I didn't know what she meant by footage either. I was like, honey, it's 4x4 little box garden. I don't know why do you want me taking pictures of my box? And she said,
especially a box that scraggly.
yeah. So she told me to go out there and she told me she bought me a new phone. I still don't know how to work it, but she told me how to do it and
Is
told
it a
me
jitterbug?
it ain't none of them. No, I loved my jitterbug. She got me one of these here
Oh, nice.
smartphones.
Oh, that's fancy.
So she had me go out there and use the video feature of the phone, and I took out, pictures of the garden, the little box.
So she bought you a camera?
No, it's a phone.
Is it a phone or a camera, Maud?
It does all of it all at once.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it's not a jitterbug, you don't say.
No. I sure do wish it was.
Right.
So I went out there and I did what she told me, and then she said, I want you to just tell me about what the pictures are you took. And I said, all right, I will. And I told her. And then about 2 days later, she says to me, she says, Mama, I've loaded it up on the YouTube as a short. I didn't know what in the hell she's talking about.
Well, how tall was it?
Well, the weeds had gotten to about probably a good 2 feet in that little box garden.
Yeah, you're really gonna need to do something about all them weeds in that box.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's springtime. It gets a little scraggly in the winter, and then you trim it
Got
back.
a good man for a yard mowing. You need to.
Do you, Mildred?
You need to get that box straightened up
Yeah.
before it gets any warmer.
Oh Lord, you better make sure that feller is really good at landscaping the box, because I swear you miss a couple spots in there, and some of them women just get so ornery.
Well, you do want your box to look tidy. It's important to have a good, how else will you plant things good in there if it ain't well kept?
Well, yeah, you got a good point. Nobody's going to want to plant something in a messy looking box.
Well, yeah, and you don't know what's going to grow up in there.
Well, this feller could sure take care of your box if you just give him a call. He likes the powdered milk too, so.
Does he?
Yeah, so he'd probably be quick about it.
Well, sometimes you don't want somebody working in your garden that's quick. You want them thorough.
That's true. That's good. That's true.
Yeah.
And the last thing that the fellers was talking about is we need more structure.
Structure.
Like more kind of like we used to do on the radio show. And I tried to tell them fellers, I'm like, look, if we don't have them commercial ads, then we don't know when to go into the next segment.
We don't know at all. That's the truth.
Not
right
one
there.
bit. No.
Well, we used to have the first segment was we were getting to know about everybody's week and what all them been doing. The next segment was the gardening, or in the local news. That's my favorite. And then that was about the show right there.
Yep. So, Maud, what have you been getting into this week?
Well, Lord, Claude, I sound a little tired today, don't I?
Yeah, you do. You sound a little run down. Maybe you need some of the powdered milk.
Yeah, I can help with that.
Well, I think I may have to make a run over to Mildred's to get me some, because I'm just plumb wore out, Claude.
You're tuckered, honey.
I am. My granddaughter, she had this wild idea, because I like learning about my seeds, and there's more and more people getting into seed swapping and gardening and whatnot. And she said, Mama, I want to take you on a trip. And I said, well, all right, I reckon I can go on a trip, down
Did you go to Cracker Barrel?
Well, that's what I was kind of hoping for, that we'd, make it over there. She said, pack you a bag, Mama.
Pack you a bag to go to the Cracker Barrel. I mean, I know it's a couple counties over, but it ain't that far.
Well, that's when I should have known something was up. So I packed me a little bag, and I get in her car, and we we start driving down the interstate, and we passed by 2 Cracker Barrels along the way, and I said, "Where are we going, honey?" She took me to Nashville, Claude.
Oh Lord, the big
Nashville.
city.
Yeah, I've not been there in a good 30 years. It's a good 30 years, Claude. And she tricked me because she said we was going to a seed swap.
Wait, honey, aren't you married, Maud?
Wait, well, yeah, I am, but he's done passed on, so I don't see any reason why he'd get mad about me seed swapping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what happens at these seed swaps?
Well, it's not like at the co-op at all, Claude.
Well, what did you expect, honey? You're in Nashville.
Lord,
It's like a different country.
I didn't even know what town I was in when she said, "Look, Mama, there's the bat building." I couldn't see it. Remember how it used to? You could see that building as you was driving on the interstate. You could see it real clear. You can't hardly see it now.
Land sakes.
Oh,
Lord, they must be growing all kinds of buildings out there.
they must be. It doesn't look like the kind of place you go for a seed swap. It just doesn't.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, she drives me through this part of town, and we get to it's got this big sign that says Farmers Market. And I'm like, this doesn't look like any farmer's market I've ever seen.
Really? So what made it different from the co-op?
Well, and you're used to seeing fellers in their trucker hats and their jackets and their overalls, but no, not here at this one.
Not the skinny jeans, right?
Oh, there were skinny jeans everywhere, Mildred.
Oh dear
Oh,
Lord.
darling.
I said, "Honey, what have you brought me to?" And she told me to relax. She told me to enjoy myself and just look around. But the more I looked around, oh Lord.
Lord, every time I tell you to relax, I get in trouble.
Well, yeah. It doesn't do any good to tell somebody to relax when they're all keyed up. It just makes them.
Especially when you're keyed up for seed swapping.
Well, yeah. I was excited. I really was. And I found.
A good seed.
Oh, that's the other part. I'm tore up about it, Mildred.
I guess so, honey.
I'm tore up about it. I brought me some cash,
Right.
I ended up spending about $500 on seeds.
Dear Lord, that's like 2 or 3 years worth of seed.
You really should take a traveler's check if you're going somewhere like Nashville. You be so careful.
You are right, Mildred. You are totally right. So I'm exhausted.
Of course, darling.
I'm scared for the world. And my bank account it ain't got as much money in it now.
Right.
It was just something else. Mildred, I just don't know.
Well, didn't they have fertilizer?
Oh. Yeah, they had this weird kind of fertilizer. They said you don't use poop.
What?
You don't use manure?
No, they had this other thing that you hook up to your garden hose, and you just spray it around your garden. And I've seen people doing that, but no.
No, I mean a hose for a box garden might be good. But...
Well, yeah, if you got your little box in the dry spot, yeah.
Right.
Selling a hose at a seed swap.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and there were lots of fellas there they had silver balls in their ears and in their nose. They had these looked like, you remember the bull rings?
Oh yeah.
There were fellas there with those in their nose, and I just.
Well, land sakes, you had your jitterbug charged up.
Yeah. I guess I don't. You know, my jitterbug, it ain't got the power it used to, and now that I got this new one, I don't know if I need the jitterbug like I did.
Well, it's best to keep it charged.
Yeah, that's true.
How can you not need your jitterbug?
Yeah,
I
everybody
can't
needs them.
imagine life without mine.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was sure handy. If you was lonely and you need, you know, you just,
You pick up your jitterbug.
that's right. That's right. You could do that.
Now, was this one of them places where these people walk around with their what is it they call it? Their lattes.
What's a latte?
It's like a fancy coffee. All these,
I
you know,
bet
it's
it costs a latte.
yeah, I'm sure it does. You know,
That's funny,
you see all
Mildred.
you see all these people. You see all these people run around with these, these expensive frou coffees. It's basically like they put a cake in a cup. That ain't coffee. Coffee's supposed to be black and strong.
Stand on its own. That's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Black.
See?
I just like my coffee black.
Yeah. But, you got these people that put all this, they put caramel, they put foam, they put some type of, I swear that I think they put the powdered milk into it too. Cause, you see some of them people just run around all over the place with these fancy coffees. And it's like, what? No, the coffee's just supposed to wake you up. It's not supposed to fuel you.
So you mean people put whipping cream in their coffee?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For land's sakes.
Some people like cream in their coffee,
I reckon that's some heavy cream right there, though.
Mm-hmm.
I put that on my strawberry shortcakes. It's so good.
Yeah, those are so good. Yeah.
Well, I've told y'all too much about how I'm still a little sad over it, so I apologize, y'all.
It must plumb wore you out.
It did.
Yeah,
It did.
Yeah, I'm gonna set you aside some of the powdered milk, and we'll make sure to get it to you.
Well, Mildred, you're a good friend.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
Claude, what have you been up to? I'm tired of talking about me.
Well, like I said, I had my meeting with the fellers in the skinny jeans, which to me did not go well at all because they just keep talking, and I'm like, y'all need to understand, we have a way of doing things, and we really don't appreciate y'all coming in here and telling us how to run a show.
Well, yeah.
Exactly. I have earrings older than them fellas.
That's right. That's right. I've got dogs older than them fellers. I'll tell you that right now.
That's true. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true.
Well, it's I've been busy getting ready for open season.
Open season.
Yep, open season. Where you can pretty much go out and shoot whatever you want.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, and I know y'all are listening. If them neighbors of mine call the cops one more time because I'm chasing a critter into their backyard, we're gonna have some words.
Oh, Claude.
Look, I cannot help where the critter runs to. I can only go after it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you should just get a good shot the first time, I'd say.
I mean, they call it wildlife for a reason. You're right. You don't know where it's going to go.
Well, my eyes ain't as good as they used to be, and I swear them things are getting faster every year.
You think it's the critter getting faster, Claude?
Yeah, I sure do. That they're just getting. I don't know what they're on. I don't know if they've been in the powdered milk or what they're doing.
Yeah. Maybe it's what's in the water.
Yep. Oh goodness. Nah, I'll tell you what's been in the water.
What?
Some of the goings on down to bingo parlor.
What, Claude, how many circles of friends have you got?
Look, I am connected to the 5 counties, okay?
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how, but just know that I know.
I don't know quite what to say about that, Claude.
I don't say nary a thing about that, Claude. My lips
Yeah.
are sealed.
You know, I find out about the goings on in this town.
Well, what's been going on at the bingo hall?
Well, once again, we've had another controversy.
Yeah.
We've had another fight in the bingo hall.
What? I mean, those.
They have changed the tea.
What?
Yep.
That is so, Claude.
They've started introducing these. They had these fellers come in and sell them some of this fruit tea.
Oh dear Lord!
I never.
And there has gotten to the point to where some of these old women, they're fighting over it.
Well, it was bad enough when they changed out the bingo cards.
That you know, the bingo card disaster of '86 was pretty disastrous, and this was close.
Oh, well, everybody knows you drink the Lipton tea.
Well, that's just it. They ain't serving the Lipton tea no more.
What?
I mean,
bingo parlor even in America?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I can't believe it, Claude.
And times is so bad right now that they've even stopped serving the coffee after 10 a.m.
What? Well, how do they even expect to have any business at all over there at the bingo hall?
That's how bad the economy has gotten. Is they can't they're not even going to serve coffee after 10 a.m.
Who doesn't have coffee at the bingo hall? Well, there's a reason I don't go out there. I just do it at the the community center. I just go out there and play my bingo games, and we win our little prizes.
You know, the price of groceries has gone up. The price of gas has gone up. I think it's a government conspiracy.
Oh, dear Lord. Claude, what are you talking about?
Did you take your medicine this morning?
What medicine?
Mildred, he ain't taken a lick of medicine in over 50 years.
Well, that explains a lot.
It sure does.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to shut down some of these good, hard-working American towns by taking the things that we know and love.
Claude, look at the time right there, Claude. I do believe, isn't it time for the music to start playing or something, Claude? I mean,
yeah, heard no music the whole time.
Well, look at there. There it is. Well, this was another fun show.
Oh, yes, you Mom.